it going, everyone? My name is Reloading64 and welcome back to the Unknown Developer series. Another game just came out called Room Number 167. So, after yesterday how I posted that huge hour-long video of all my findings, this came out and I knew something was going to happen like this where the dev was going to probably release another game maybe each day. I don't know if he or she's going to keep doing it, but let's just go on with this. This is obviously going to be a shorter video because it's only going to be one of these. Hold your horses, she said. Her naked body was glowing like a firefly into the night. I grabbed the shovel and it started shaking, like thousands of ants were rattling inside it. She was there, sitting on a rock, watching and laughing. I turned back to the tree where the shovel was. I could feel her breath behind my neck, her hand on my left shoulder. Sleep, she said. Is this going to be the answers? Because that first one was don't play the game and this one's hypno. I think I was right. Don't play the game was the first one and that took me to hypno. Okay, so my head felt heavy and white light blinded my sight. I was in a room, a white room, smooth walls, smooth lights. It was like flowing through a needle. A dark figure appeared on a black chair. The chair was on my right side. I was lying on a bed. A figure told me how I got there. I took a deep breath and I began to knock my head on a bedpost. Nothing, no blood, no pain, no bedpost. On the edge. I reached her legs from behind. The shovel was now free from the tree. I remembered a face coming up from the well. Can you see it too? She said. So we ran and ran. The city was in sight right there over the horizon, but a house full of pain was in the middle of the road. We decided to take a break. We were running for years by that time. An old lady motioned to us to enter from a closed door. We smashed into it without even breaking the lock. The old lady came back from the kitchen with a big smoking gramophone in her hands. Only then we realized she was pregnant. A little kid sitting before the fireplace was smiling to us and burning books without even looking at them. My daughter is in here. Your son is over there, said the old lady, pointing at the kid near the fire. Your daughter? I asked to the belly-patting lady. What? Yes, my moonchild. We all looked at the old lady intently as she started to tell us a story. 2 years ago, your son was born from the selfish heart of a horse. Gave him all the knowledge he wished for, but sadly, he's still alive. The kid stood up like a soldier, arms along his body. Then, a new chance to give in a daughter I kept in my womb for too long. Tonight, I'm going to give birth to my moonchild. I can already feel these peaceful waves wetting my ankles. The kid was now hopping around the room like a knight on a chessboard. See, he's announcing his name, said the old lady, teary-eyed. We started to get scared of her face. I covered the naked body next to me with a long scarf lying on the broken rocking chair. You should watch closely. The moonchild is on her path. We are going to touch her for the first time. The old lady froze in time and her eyes became darker than the night. Could that be why there was that image of the lady with black eyes? The kid, ooh, that could also be why there's that doll of the child that was a girl. The kid, he was aware of what was coming next, sat down at the old lady's feet with his arms stretched out under her gown, like he was ready to receive a basket full of roses. We got up and left. What? On our way home, we heard a deafening scream coming from that house. We turned around and the house was gone. Only a wooden box stood there. I tried to open it up, but nothing could be done barehanded. She found a rock nearby, but there was no way of breaking its boards. Then I glanced a shining shovel stuck in a distant tree, so I walked up to the tree. Suddenly she got rid of the scarf and started moaning like her body was being touched for the first time. At that sight, I started neighing and kicking. What? Am I a horse? Hold your horses, she said. Her naked body was glowing like a firefly into the night. I grabbed the shovel and it started shaking, like thousands of ants rattling inside. She was there, sitting on a rock, watching and laughing. I turned back on the tree. There was where the shovel was. I could feel her breath behind my neck, her hand on my left shoulder. Sleep, she said. It's repeating. Alright, let's see. 4, 6, 7, 7, 6, 7. Is there anything else? I'm pretty sure these are going to have to take inputs, maybe. Reached her legs from behind. The shovel was now free from the tree. I remembered a face coming up from the well. Huh. NY. Let's see. I'm trying to put some numbers that JM. It's showing an image from every game. Like that one is don't play this game. This one's Hypno 477. This one is On the Edge. This one's NY. That one's Against the Door. That one is from Moon Omen. This one is from For Me and Her. The Painful Box. Unforgettable. Wait. Is one missing? The only ones that are missing are Tits and Boobies and the books. Now, the books are actually referenced in here. Where was it? Where was it? I think it was in this one. Yeah. He was smiling to us and burning books without even looking at them. Which doesn't make sense because I actually burned the books without putting anything in any input, and I just... What if you were supposed to burn the books first? What if that was it? What if you're supposed to download the game on a basically clean computer where there was nothing? Because I'm pretty sure it saves somewhere on here saying, oh, well, this person has already played this game, so that mystery is gone. Because I have heard that in another game, I think it was For Me and Her, at the end of it, when you finish it the first time, very quickly there's a static image at the end. And some people have said that it's a skull. But the thing is, they said it only comes out that first time, and after that it's gone. It doesn't come back. So maybe this person's other games are like that as well. Because obviously your first instinct when opening the 6 books is to hit the letters that are on the screen. A lot of people wouldn't know that you have to hit B to burn them. So what if someone who hasn't played the game or installed it on their or executed it on their computer just opens the 6 books and just hits B to burn without hitting anything? I wonder. Let's see. My daughter is in here and your son is over there. Night Glance shining shovel stuck into a distant tree. So we walked up to the tree, suddenly got rid of the scarf. And started moaning like her body was being touched for the first time. At that sight, I started neighing and kicking. This doesn't make sense because am I a horse? I don't get it. Hold your horses, she said. So I'm wondering if I wonder if that's Melissa. And would that mean that Jake is a horse? But here's the thing. I grabbed the shovel. Who's I then? Because obviously a horse can't grab a shovel. It started shaking like 1,000 ants were rattling inside of it. I remember that there's an image of a guy with a hand that having ants on there. On his hand or her hand. I turned back and there was a tree where the shovel was. I could feel her breath behind my neck. Her hand on my left shoulder. Sleep, she said. I was in a room, a white room, smooth walls. It was like flowing through a needle. A dark figure appeared on a black chair. The figure told me how I got there. But it didn't tell me how I got there. I wonder if there's something, because this is the first game that has a mouse on it. Instead of hitting... Here's the thing. Every other game this developer has used that you have to hit C for continue or yes or no. There were no mouses on any of the other games. This is the first one to have a mouse. Or to allow you to use your mouse. I reached her legs from behind. The shovel is now free from the tree. I remembered the face coming up from the well. Can you see it too, she said. So we ran. Coming up from the well. Could that be the old lady? Or the lady that was in there? A house full of pain was in the middle of the road, which could be a reference to the painful box. We were running for years by that time. Years. Maybe I was right. How I was saying in the previous one, where the different years of Neil Armstrong and Louis Armstrong, maybe you do have to find those combinations somehow to open a box. Because it's saying a house full of pain was in the middle of the road, and later in the story, that same house turns into a box. Decided to take a break. Running for years by that time. Or actually, no. Since it goes to the door, maybe the years is just what I found, so maybe not. Maybe it's... I wonder. There's a ruler. The lady mentioned us to enter from a closed door. We smashed into it without even breaking the lock. How did you smash into it without breaking the lock? The old lady came back from the kitchen with a big smoking gramophone in her hands. Only then we realized she was pregnant. Burning books. My daughter's in here and your son is over there, said the old lady, pointing at the kid near the fire. Your daughter? I asked to the belly patting lady. So, this is confusing. And he keeps referring to Moon as in Moonchild. She stared at us to tell us a story. 2 years ago, your son was born from a selfish heart of a horse. Here's the thing. Again, 2 years ago, your son was born from the selfish heart of a horse. What does that mean? Gave him all the knowledge he wished for, but sadly, he's still alive. The kid stood up like a soldier, arms along the body. Today I'm going to give birth to my Moonchild. I can already feel the peaceful waves wetting my ankles. Kid was now hopping from around the room like a knight on a chessboard. Chessboard. Could that be referencing knight on a chessboard? Could that be the... Okay, so knight on a chessboard, if you haven't played chess, it's like D6, D something, whatever. That is a hint. That is probably a hint to open something in the box. In the painful box. You gotta figure out where... Okay. So a knight can only go in L-shaped when moving. I just don't know where they start. And it doesn't say which... If it's a white knight or a black knight. I'm assuming it might be black knight because the whole thing of knight and Moonchild and things like that. Or it could be the opposite. But either way, that could be a hint. That could be a hint where D something is going to be the first box you open, and then you kind of work your way around that. Huh. See, he's now, said the old lady, teary-eyed. We started to get scared of her face broken. Scared of her face. I covered the naked body next to me with the long scarf lying on a broken rocking chair. Who's the naked body? You should watch closely. The Moonchild is on her path. We are going to touch her for the first time. The old lady froze in time, and her eyes became darker than the night. The kid, like he was arms stretched out under her gown, like he was ready to receive a basket full of roses. We got up and left. And that's weird. The kid goes under there to obviously start rearing the child. On our way home, we heard a deafening scream coming from that house. We turned around and the house was gone. Only a wooden box stood there, I tried to open it up, but nothing could be done barehanded. She found a rock nearby, but there was no way of breaking its boards. She found a rock nearby. Who is she, though? I don't think this is Jake or Melissa. Then I glanced a shining shovel stuck into a distant tree, so we walked up to the tree. Suddenly, she got rid of the scarf and started moaning like her body was being touched for the first time. At that sight, I started neighing and kicking. See, here's the thing. You started neighing and kicking. That refers to you as you being the horse. A knight? A knight on the chessboard is a horse. God, there are more secrets in this damn thing. And then it just loops. Alright, hold on, guys. Whoa. Today I found these strange writings inside the room number 167. They were carefully hidden under the loose padded tile. The piece of paper on which they were handwritten seemed to be really old. I wish I knew who left them. But as far as I know, this ward had been closed for over 50 years by now. I've already asked to Dr. Royston to see if she can find anything useful in her father's archives. After all, he worked here at the time the ward was still open. She's always been so kind to me. I should have asked her out years ago. Anyways, back to the papers. Well, we don't have much to work on. It's difficult to find a starting point. These texts seem to wrap in a loop. From what I've gathered, I think that the patient/the author was a male, and in the same kind of relationship with a woman, another inmate. What if they really managed to escape from the institute together? Or maybe it's all just a result of a delusional mind. Still, there's something on these papers that creeps me out more than it should. Can I write something down? Okay. Inside room number 167. Okay, but this... Okay. So Jake and Melissa. Could they have been the inmates and they escaped? What happens if I hit a quit again? I'll probably... Let's see. Alright, that one it did take me out. But I want to see something. I keep hearing a noise too. Like someone breaking a branch. Which seems out of place. Because it's just doing the ominous music in the background. And it just goes click. Or snap. Okay, I think that should be it. Alright, is it the same thing? What if he really managed to escape from the institute together? Or maybe it's all just a result of a delusional mind. Still, there's something in these papers that creeps me out more than it should. Today I found these strange writings inside a room number 167. Over 50 years. Okay, so you do have to loop through it a couple of times to get this thing. Or maybe it's a timed thing, I don't know. But it did bring me back here. Okay. To see if she can... So, Dr. Royston. I don't know who that is. She's always been kind to me. I should have asked her out years ago. Huh. I'll be back. Okay, I just wanted to explain this right now. When I was looking at the Unknown Devs itch.io page, the new game is called Room Number 167. And if you notice, there's little dots and dashes under that. And again, it's Morse code. And I looked it up to see what it spells. And it spells out cutting branches. I don't know why. I just wanted to put that out there in case anyone tried to figure it out. Most likely, people will figure it out. It's not that hard. But just putting it out there. So, obviously, that game has more secrets in it. And I'm pretty sure that's not it. Here's the thing. Here's the actual screen of the room number 167 webpage. But each one of these has an image like this. And here it is, scaled up. And look what it says. First thing, let me warn you about the spoilers. No, not about this thing. I also noticed that the dev references all of his games as things, not as games. This is the first time we meet. Hi, I'm that scrambled face on the right. This is not a screenshot, but a warning. That's something that's weird because I've noticed in the other pictures, it keeps saying he doesn't do screenshots. He doesn't like screenshots. He's not giving out screenshots. And it's saying it's a warning. Could there be something inside the screenshots? Let's see. Before playing this thing, go play my previous things. It's not mandatory, but it'll save you from potential spoilers. The thing is, there was no spoilers. Potential, maybe. Don't worry. If you're here for the one-time experience, please be my guest. Just remember to always read the descriptions. They're there for a reason. So in other words, he's saying that this person is saying, read these descriptions of every game. So, room number 167. Can the root be bitter than the branch? They're both part of the same being. One goes down, one goes up. They're both the same part of being. Of being what? Of being a man, of being a woman, of being a rose, of being a rock, of being a tree, of being everything and nothing. No, there's much more than that. There's always an end, but it's never the end because beings just happen to have ends. Like roots being the lower end of a tree and branches being the upper end of a tree, growing endings as long as they are alive. Okay, so everyone's going to have to look through all the pages and actually read these things and the screenshots. Okay. So what I'm thinking is this is the true ending of this game. Because if you just kind of skip through it and hit quit, it takes you out completely. But if you keep looping and looping, this screen comes out. And by reading it now, I see that those things, this person says that they just loop. So this whole game is some kind of story. Right? And at least in this one. It's a story, and this person, whoever it is just walking inside this room and found these papers. And you're the person who's going through them, just flipping them, reading it as they loop. You're reading these things because you are this person. You're the one asking if Dr. Royston had any information on this person. But the thing is, this story could be Jake's. It could be that Jake and Melissa were inmates, and Jake, along with Melissa, escaped. But he wrote that story first. And the thing is, maybe all these games are just a story. If not, Jake probably wrote the story and then decided to act it out when he escaped. Because it says right here that he really managed to escape, or maybe it's just all the result of a delusional mind. And that's the thing also. This game is really messing with you because it makes you think that people's imagination are always going to make a better story than anything else out there. That's also like the best thing in horror. If you make a good horror game makes the person use their imagination, because whatever they imagine is going to be way scarier than you ever show them. But even then, it ends here saying, still, there's something on these papers that creeps me out more than it should. And why would this be there? See? The only time this thing was here was in against the door, when you can actually put an input. So maybe there is some kind of input you can put. I just probably don't know what it is. Well, I definitely don't know what it is. But yeah, I pretty much given out what I could on this game, and I don't know, maybe I might make another video in a couple of days, because I'm not gonna have time in the next couple of days. But reading all the information on the website, or I'll just leave a link down in the description below, and you guys can go through them. But as you saw on the webpage, the dev is saying read all those screenshots, or screenshots because he doesn't like calling them that, or she, and read all the information on the pages. I've read them, and they're also pretty vague. But yeah. So this is pretty much it for this. It's confusing as everything else. So I don't know if this is the end, if all this was just if all this was just a story of a crazy person's mind, or if this is actually something else. I don't know. But that is everything that I found in this game. At least from what I can see. I've kind of given out my theories on what I think is trying to translate it into, because the other games still have secrets in them. There's no way that this could be the end, and unless this game is somehow giving the answers to everything else. You just have to look for them. You have to decode it, obviously. So we'll just have to wait and see if the dev releases another game. So, yeah, I'm pretty much done with this. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. If you like this video, hack that like button while you're at it. Hack that subscribe button for more videos. Why don't you hit that bell to be notified about future videos as well. Comment down below and let me know what you think, or what you can decipher from this. Or if you've actually figured out the answer, just let me know. Or if you know of someone who has, share the link of a video down below in the comment section so I can see it, because I want to know what the answer is. I really do. And just maybe share it with a friend, maybe someone who's also trying to figure this out. So thank you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.